So I'm doing today, if you haven't noticed, I am doing a thing called When You Feel Invisible in Your Own Life. It's called the widow identity gap, and it's something a term that I've coined myself for the years of being a widow and coaching. And I'm going to describe what this is. This is probably one of the most key things that you need to be aware of what the problem is, but why you're stuck. If you're a widow or the grieving, it will apply to you as well. I am so pumped to share this with you. That movie right now is the most watched video on Netflix of all time. It surpassed Squid Game. Hell, they're powerful, guys. I thought like hip-hop and singing is powerful too. Who knew? My brain does. All right, let me get back to where I'm going. We are here because I want to talk to you about what it feels like to be invisible in your own life. All right. If you are here, I would love to hear you. I'm so excited from you here. Something I think is the most key things you need to learn about yourself to know you're not crazy, to try to figure out who you are now. If you're here for the replay, please put in the replay. It makes sure that I know you were there to get you the gift that's coming in, okay? If you are here live, comment, I want to make sure that you are integrated as much as possible. This is for you. This is for you if you are widowed. If you are not widowed and you know somebody who is, who's also a solo parent, who's trying to find themselves again, please share. This is chock full of that value and I can't wait to get to. For you of you who do not know it, I'm Sarah Gallagher. I am 11-year seasoned widowed solo mom, and I am a grief and identity coach. Basically, what I come down to, I am a widow and solo parenting coach. I am niche. It's something that is so important that can be out there everywhere. I am there to help widow parents who are carrying way too much and feeling invisible in their own lives and wondering who they are anymore. I walked the road myself. My husband died suddenly, completely unexpectedly, when I was 37, leaving me with a toddler and a baby on the way. I know what it's like to disappear into survival mode and to find out who you are besides mom or widow, or wife or widow. Who am I? But you are here live. I would love you to comment to let me know you are, we're all good to go. If you are here for the replay, drop replay if you're catching it later, because I always circle back to see who's tuning in. So last week, catch you up, we talked about helping our grieving kids adjust at school. Today, we're turning the spotlight back on you, because now that the kids are at school, this is the time where we can hit that all that energy from them, which we do, and put it towards ourselves. This is like a new beginning. I see this every year. It's like a New Year's resolution for us. Where is me? Which is why it is so topical right now. The truth is, your kid will thrive when you thrive. Let me ask you something. When was the last time that you recognized that woman, that face, yon widow, and yon mom? Think about it. What do you think? How would it finally feel like you did? How would it feel like? Not just the mom keeping everything alive. Yes, dark humor. And not just the widow holding it together, but the whole vibrant person, because you really are. You have a spark inside there. You just don't hold it. Here's the so many widows telling me I don't even recognize myself anymore. And that's not just a passing feeling. This is real. This feeling like your old identity died with, and trying to figure out in that space, that void, who you are. That's what I call the widow identity gap. For me, this showed up about a year and a half after my fat. There was this whirlwind of survival was finally starting to settle. I had food in the cars. The bills were paid. Tristan, I just managed to get into kindergarten. By this point, we had just moved from being run evicted from the place where my husband and I lived in, had our son, he died in. I had to leave because we were run evicted. literally the month after I became pregnant from IUI. We were finally surviving one. My girlfriend, the house, we settled in, we're kind of unpacking all the boxes into a new house. And in that little flight of breathing room, even if it's only after the kids went to bed at 8, when they're young at that point, right? So it's a whole day. 8 is like, I am done. So I had an hour to myself. I looked around and I thought, I don't even recognize myself anymore. I actually took a picture of myself in that moment, and I can't compare it to a picture from right before my death. This was literally a year and a half before. I looked 10 years older. The weight of grief and solo parenting was etched across my face. And I remember thinking, who the F am I? I don't even know anymore. This is what I want to talk to you about today. The widow's identity gap. What it is, why it matters, and what's the one step you can do this week to start closing it. This conversation isn't about fixing grief. We can't fix it. We cannot put a tiny little bowl on it and throw it away. It is here. It's part of us. But what we are doing is naming what it feels like when your identity shrinks into two roles, which is widow and mom. Wife doesn't even exist anymore. Now it's widow and there's mom. And what it cost for us to stay there. If you have been feeling invisible, burned out, or like you've lost your spark, it is for you. Before we dive in, I want you to know that I am here to help you find yourself in this life you never asked for. So let me ask you, if I could look at your unique story as a widow solo mom or a widow solo parent, how you're carrying grief, the parenting, the solo parenting, which is completely different than single parenting. Sorry, single moms, but it is. Carrying grief, you're carrying parenting, you're helping your grieving kids, you're trying to find yourself, and you're carrying the weight of everything on your own. And that is showing you the exact steps from going from barely surviving to feeling clear and grounded and confident in who you are and how your kid can thrive. Would you want to chat? If you do, drop a call in the comments. I'm opening up the 5 widow strategy sessions over the next week, where we're going to uncover the number one thing that's going to keep you stuck in the widow fog right now, or if you want to get out of that, what the one thing that's going to push you over that edge. That next step to rebuild your confidence as a solo parent, and then practical step-by-step tool you can use right away to start moving forward without pressure, that is adaptable and realistic to the chaotic life you have as a widow solo. Now there's a bonus, which is the 3 foundations which every widowed mom needs to help her kids thrive while carrying their parents' memory forward. And thriving in their life, knowing that you are enough, and how you can build this thriving, resilient, amazing, fantastic family way forward. So if you are ready for me to personally look at where you are, why it feels impossible to breathe sometimes, and how you can shift into a life that feels doable, or even hopeful, I want you to drop call below. We'll get on a call completely free. We'll just map out where you are and look through that. So we are going to be talking about right now, part 1, is the widow identity gap looks like. The widow identity gap, it shows up when every ounce of energy is poured into survival tasks. Getting kids to school, making meals, keeping up to get the house running, showing up to work, running back to pick up kids after school, paying the bills. We're just making sure that everything is safe and secure. And slowly, quietly, your whole identity shrinks into 2 words. Mom, there's this creeping feeling of invisibility. And it doesn't just hit all at once. Builds. It builds on the next. When you collapse into bed so exhausted, it feels like morning. Or maybe can't sleep. It builds in these moments. You realize you don't remember the last time you laughed at something that was just yours. When was the last time you laughed at where did you even look at the humor in yourself? Where am I? Maybe the dark widow will be yours. Where it comes from, honestly. It's the boss thing. Boss forward. It builds when you look in the mirror and you think, I know this woman's face, but I don't know this one's life. This is not what I signed up for. I wanted that. Where the heck am I? Now, I thought that is helping. I've been working as a solo parent and widow coach for, I think since 2021, really, but actually started before that. But 2021 is when I really dove deep into it. I've been working for them at one-on-one and with group coaching, and I want to tell you some of the things that I heard. Jen, who is one of my widows, who I've been working with for over a year now, who's amazing. She said, what I miss most about having my husband around was that how confident and secure I felt. I never felt alone when I was out in the world without him because he was there for me when I needed him. And there's a confidence in it that I know. Her word hit me. And it's not just about losing a partner. It's about losing part of yourself that existed because when they were by your side. That confidence, that ease, that ability to trust yourself in the world, she get pulled away. And there's Sally. She told me, when my husband died, I was involved in leadership. I even ran as in a provincial election. That dream is gone now because without him, I can't take on that responsibility. My capacity isn't there anymore. Her story shows us just another dimension of that widow's identity gap. It's not just about losing who you were. It's about losing the future you thought you were building. The ambition, the dream, the things you want, what's believable possible, they just still felt so out of reach. Like it's not even possible. And even if you could, what if it gets snatched away again? Where's me? Where can I believe in it? So whether it's confidence or it's dreams or that slow fading of your reflection in the mirror, the identity gap is real. The widow identity gap is real. It's the erosion of identity that happens when you've been surviving for so long, you forget to know what it feels like to live. If you can't heard any of that, and it resonates, oh, please put it there. But this way, I want you to feel you're not alone. And the more you put it in here, the more you're going to get back. I'm going to get back to you personally. And you're going to help other people heal if they're not alone too. So get for you. Why is not selfish? She'll want more. You know that idea of like filling your cup thing? And you're like, I don't have time. Speaking my life? Oh my God. But it's not selfish, she'll want more. We're human. We lose that sense of feeling, right? We are working machines. We are making sure our kids are fine. We're all there. We're wanting more, wanting to see what is more. That's human. That's who we are. We need to adapt. We need to survive. We got to figure out what is. Even when that hope isn't passed away. And the self, it's the truth that it is not selfish to want me for you. It is not selfish to say, hey, I need a break. You've probably heard, you are so strong. And you know what? What if you don't want to be strong? What if you want that break? What if you want to find you with confidence and security and helpful and you, right? For the longest time, widow and solo parent were the only identities I had. And they weren't the one I chose. They weren't the ones I wanted. They were thrust upon me and they took over my entire life. Poof. Bam. Here you are. It's a little parent, 37. Like, what? And I had to learn it the hard way. Reclaiming yourself isn't stealing from your kids. It's giving it to them. Because when they see you laugh, when they see you make space for something you love, when they see you live, really live, they see results. They won't be able to name it, but they will model. One of my clients said, I feel guilty about parenting wrong all the time. If I could release some of that guilt, maybe I could feel confident about it. And that's the cycle we get caught up in. Guilt, second guessing, doubting ourselves as mothers, doubting ourselves as women. But guilt is a thief. And if we can release even a little of it, confidence starts to creep back in. The other client that I'm ever purging, she's described it this way. She said, I say I don't want responsibility, but I can't put it down because it's the only control I have. And that hurts. That's the hurts. We carry too much because letting go feels terrifying. We grip responsibility with both hands, even though it's breaking our back because it's the one place we feel like we have control. I'm that messy rumor again. I felt a little bit out of control before I started. I tried to clean up everything to make sure I was okay. We try to control things because we know the unexpected can come out of nowhere. And by holding it all, it doesn't serve us. And it doesn't serve our kids. Hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. Wanting more for yourself is not selfish. It is human. And it's the very act of reclaiming even one small part of yourself is what shows your kid that life can hold both grief and joy, both responsibility and freedom, both sorrow and fun. So it's for me. I take another cup of coffee. Yeah, bro. This actually was given to me by my daughter when she was a preschooler. I'm horrible at breaking things. I'm really hoping I don't break it. But wait, there's the hidden cost of survival. The hidden cost of survival mode. Necessary. Survival mode is necessary. And as I said, people love to say, you're so strong. And it's true because we had no choice but to be strong. But survival can't be the only mode we live in because the cost is harm. The cost is burnout, which is different than exhaustion. I will tell you that right now. If you ever want to know what the difference is, you let me know, and I will send you a link to a quiz to let you know the difference between burnout and exhaustion. Those are two different things. But the cause is burnout, the kind that makes your body and your mind ache before you even get out of bed. It causes guilt, the voice that whispers that you're not doing enough, even though you're doing everything. And the cause is invisibility. The quiet erasure of the desires, of your dreams, of your spark. Here's the point. Our kids notice it, even when we think they are hiding with it. I remember, actually, just recently, I went for a surgery recently because I had a bunion cut out of my foot for the last year. This year, I went back to get the hardware out. I had 3 screws and a plate that I decided to come out because it was hurting to walk with my shoe, and I thought it was bone. Thankfully, the doctor said it was just the hardware. So cut me open, put me under surgery, cut it open. I was terrified of going in. God, when you look at my flat post, you can see it's really in my eye. And okay, their anticipation of that trauma was so high. That morning, I closed off completely. This is what I do. I isolate. I come home into my little bubble if I get really stressed. So I don't want the kids to see it. I don't want it to affect the kids. I don't want to be yelling. The next thing I do, I'll also forget. I go back and forth. I'm sure you did too. I didn't want to freak out. I didn't want to worry that I'm worried. So I self-isolate. It closed off. I didn't want to share. So my daughter, we were walking in the pool. I asked her how she was doing. She's like, I'm bored. Because I wasn't paying enough attention to her. My son, when we're getting ready, before he even left the door, he's in grade 9 now, he's much more aware. He looked at me with his eyes that saw straight through me. And he said something so insightful, I'll never forget. Not that sure. Who made me realize that they both sense the weight that they carry. And that's the hidden cost of survival mode. We think we're sparing our kids by holding it all inside. But they see it anyway. And they carry it with us. A lot of the times they don't even say it. But they want to say it. Sometimes they feel like they have to mom you, prepare you, take care of you. You want that. What is surviving doing for you? Thought. It is wasting a lot of energy that you could put towards the kids. More importantly, everything you can use to get yourself out of the hole. Energy to reclaim that for yourself. Figure out what you're wearing next. Identity gap is so crucial to understand. That was why we need it. What takes that void in between the survival and the what's next? There is a space, there's this gap, and you're really, really scary because you don't know what's doing. Because you're afraid of doing that next step. It means you're going to go off the cliff again. And God knows that happened last time. I don't want to do that again. Right? I don't want to go back to surgery. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be off my feet for like 6 weeks. 2 weeks of attention. Well, then I don't do that again. It was scary. Is it worse sitting there with this feet, this foot was bothering me, and be always in pain? Or to risk it and say, maybe I can do it. Maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe it's the world isn't going to figure out. Maybe I can figure out who I am. Because there's still a part of me I've been in. And there's so much still of me in it. And you know what? There's so much of him in there too. You are trying to figure out how you're going to live in this reality. You're trying to figure out who you are. And literally your brain is going back to that old reality, that old identity. And because you don't know who that person is yet, there is a gap. Because you don't have anyone there to hold your hand, help you figure out what that is. You don't have anyone there to help you get out of that hole. You don't have any hope. All of a sudden, you're expected to do this on your own, and you're taking care of the fist. This is so important to understand, because once you understand what the problem is, you know how to fix it. Or you know and need to fix it. We talk about what this is right now. We just talk about what it looks like. We talk about why it's not selfish to learn more. And we've always looked at the hidden cost of staying stuck in survival mode. And now I'm going to give you something to walk away with today, but with one small thing, one small step that you can take with you to help you move forward. I had to drink coffee before it gets too cold. I got one of the warmer things. If anybody knows what that is, if they can give me like an idea of what I can use for a Monday coffee cup that's not going to break and keep things warm. Wow. So, let's this one go. I want you to choose one thing that belongs to you. Not one, not as a weight, not as a widow. One thing. One thing that is you. Here's what I'll pray again. That is your brave set. Identifying a small part of you that have a bug. Yeah, you don't know what that is. If you need some prompt, if you need to have some help to figure out even small things in the 5 seconds you had to yourself, after in the bottle, whatever that is, I have something for you. It's a free workbook that I've actually created just for this workshop. It has a whole bunch of prompts in it that lead back to this. So you can go back and replay the video because you'll have access to that. This is still here, guys. A link to my YouTube channel, where you can find more of it. Let me know. Put that in the comments. Put like hashtag YouTube. Put the video in there. I'll get that soon. But if you want a workbook to go through with the replay and get ideas about who you are, and there's 5 seconds you have to yourself, I want you to comment hashtag identity gap below, and I'll send it to you. I'll get on your DM. You'll give me your email. I will send it to you directly. Facebook doesn't like when I post things up. I may get lost. I want to make sure you have this. So if you want that, if you want the journaling prompts, it's a little workbook. It's easy to get through. Hashtag identity gap below. Get that workbook. This week, with what? We are naming the problem. What? Next week is an important guide. Next week, I am doing that too. This is where we're going to tie everything together. I'm going to show you why it matters so much for you and your kids. How to get happy. Now that you know the problem, I'm going to show you the how. You know the why, and you know the how. The next week. So I'm hosting an exclusive invite-only workshop where we're taking that next step together. We're going to figure out the clarity that who you are beyond widow and beyond mom. I'm going to give you a spark of hope that you can laugh and you can dream and you can feel like yourself without leaving your love or your kid behind. If you're taking them all with you, you're never moving on, guys. You're moving forward. Okay? I want, if you are interested in this, I want you to drop workshop in the comments. And I'll send you the private invite. I'll get a workbook too. Let me know. I'll send it. It's an invite only. It's a small group. It's there on purpose because this is us working together. It's an interactive. It's going to be either Thursday or Friday. I would like you to know which one that is too, because it's going to be right. It's going to be in a small contained group. It's going to be through Zoom. So I have to get you the link. You need to be invited for it. It's going to be at 12 o'clock. on Thursday or Friday, that you know which way it is the grab. It's 0.2. I want to hear from you guys. I want to drop a workshop. I want you to drop that hashtag, their identity gap, and I put them down soon so I don't forget. I will get you that input. It's magical. Like, this is something I am so pleased that I have to be part of my own one-on-one coaching, but I'm giving it to you as a free thing to say, hey, listen, I can help. Here's what you have. Next week, it's all about helping you figure out who that is. That retraining the identity.
And 3 things to do.
So, drop it down below. I want to see you there. You've already had a beautiful one. You're here. That is brave. It's the bravest thing you can do to say, hey, I need help. I need to figure out this. Oh, I can't just carry it all on my own because we're supposed to be doing it all alone. All ourselves. We're supposed to be so strong. The first point is finding the ability to ask. The next thing is vulnerability, is knowing that when you ask, people are there and you there to help. I know that big ask. And I got you. You've done wonderful work. You are here. You are dedicated for this. But now we're at 30 minutes. You're fantastic. You are doing this for yourself, to your kids, and you're really doing it for them too. You're loving the sea spouse. You're going to live again. But of all of who you are and what you're becoming, even if you don't know who that is yet, I want you to thank you for sharing a time with me, showing your vulnerabilities, giving yourself a break. So you can find a little gap for the filling between the face.
Oh, so you know what? All
For this. I'll see you next time. O'Connor, the ending, all the things. Bye, guys.